I'm Bud Schindler, and I had the great honor of being led by God to form and found Dayton Christian Schools. It's been my joy to be a part of this ministry from its conception. It's always been God and not me, but I'm just delighted to be a part of it and see it prospering today. Dayton Christian Schools has always been God's idea, not man's. And in fact, I was chairing a committee investigating the possibility of starting a Christian school. I did such a great job. I called the meeting and the committee together to expand it. 3 people showed up, and one was my brother. He had to. And out of that meeting came the idea, instead of trying to make a huge school, why not just start with kindergarten? And that just flipped the switch, and we knew that. And we made the decision to start a kindergarten, and that fall we started kindergarten with 14 students. And it grew to one time when we had over 2,900 students in the system. There were no available Christian schools in the area. And what led us, it had to be God again. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, even its impact upon my life, because in many ways, I did not know what a Christian school was all about. And yet God said to my son, I want you to go and to be a part of that school system. And then I began to have to research because I accepted the offer to do that. And I had to research and begin to build a knowledge base of what Christian education was really all about. And it was all centered on Jesus as the focus of our ministry and God's Word as the foundational document that we work from. One of our heartbeats has always been that Christian education is a mandate from God. We just felt so strongly that we wanted to help Christian kids in our community, in fact, worldwide, because we did write 4 books and spoke frequently around the world on the topic of Christian education. There was a campus in Sugar Grove, there was a campus in Brookville, and then Xenia called us because they were struggling, and we stepped in on Xenia, which later became Xenia Christian, Legacy Christian, and then later Legacy Christian. And then Troy called us and said, we're through grade 8 now, would you come up and start a high school? And God led us to do that. And so a lot of these were schools that we were called into by those that had been there and wanted us to come in and with the experience we had to take over and help. And it all worked out well. Troy Christian's doing very well today. Legacy's doing very well today. And we're grateful to have been a part of that. We had grown and to a point that we were capacity at Homewood and capacity at the other campus. But then when we moved out to Troy and Xenia, some of those people began to go there and not downtown at the Homewood campuses. And so we came out here, walked through the building, and it was empty, but maintained, air conditioning, the whole thing. They had kept it up. It had an old NCR facility. And then soon, the real estate company, stepped in, who took over the facility for NCR, called us and said, would you be interested? And that led to a contract with them to buy this facility. We opened it up realizing this is what God wanted us to do. Had no vision other than the fact that we had a real strong conviction for Christian education. That drove us. It drove us on all these properties we eventually assumed responsibility for. And as we grew, because we did not want to turn kids away because there was no place for them to receive a Christ-centered education. The conditions of the world began to decay, and we wanted them to go someplace where they could receive a Christ-centered education. To be able to walk in this facility and be able to touch some of these kids, be able to disciple some of these kids, there's no greater joy at all. I've often stated I want to go out with my boots on, and that's the way I feel. I love this place. I love all of you people. They're involved here, doing a great job with this school, and we're growing. And it's how can you explain the joy God gives you? There's no explanation. My wife and I often talked about this. The joy is unreal. It's just unreal.